Alright, welcome back to WMAC Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. So we're going to Miami, Florida for Combate Global. We're going to the Strawweight division. Number 1 ranked Caroline Gallardo coming in at 8-4, taking on Sara Cova coming in at 4-2. Let's get into it. Alright, so first round starts and Gallardo immediately pressured forward with straight punches. Cova was game with her counters, but Gallardo was faster, the more accurate striker. Brief clinch by Cova, but then some more punching combinations by Gallardo. She, kept Cova on the fence. Cova was trying to counter, but again, Gallardo was she was faster, and she was more aggressive. Gallardo scored in the clinch with some knees and elbows before going back to range. There was a trip takedown by Gallardo to guard. Good defense, though, by Cova. She managed to block most of Gallardo's punches from top to the end of the round. Second round, Gallardo clinched pretty early, landed some knees and elbows. Again, Cova was game in the clinch, but Gallardo managed to control her posture. She put her hands and pushed up on the chin of Cova, which effectively nullified anything Cova tried to do. Now, Gallardo continued to pressure with punching combinations and managed to keep Cova trapped outside. Cova started bleeding from her nose. It got bad enough that in the clinch, it looked like Gallardo was bleeding from her forehead, but it was all from Cova's nose. Some more clinch fury from Gallardo. Cova was just hanging on for a little bit. They split up. Nice body kick landed by Gallardo. Some more clinch work, and Gallardo was she was just punishing Cova. Cova was tough, but Gallardo just kept landing on her. A nice right hand landed by Cova, but Gallardo managed to shake it off to throw straight punches at Cova's head. So we go to the third and final round, and here, Sara Cova, she finally started to throw and land more, and she was sticking and moving. But Gallardo managed to punch into the clinch, took Cova down to side control, basically just picked her up and, ragdolled her down to the ground, straight into side control. Gallardo started landing elbows and hammer fists from top. Cova tried to roll out of it, tried to go for a scramble, but Gallardo hopped on her back and just started throwing right-hand punches at the head of Sara Cova until the referee was forced to stop her. So, Caroline Gallardo is your winner via TKO due to ground strikes. 2 minutes, 29 seconds of the third round. Nice work there from Caroline Gallardo. And, her nickname is Taz, and she lives up to that moniker with her style. She starts throwing combinations, and she just gets in there and just starts throwing more and just doesn't want to let up. She looks like the cartoon Tasmanian Devil with her strikes, just starts going at it. Nice finish from Gallardo. She saw the opportunity and she seized it. And that's one thing that a lot of fighters, they don't have that ability. There might be a finish in front of them and they don't see it. Or some of them, they'll see it and then they don't seize the opportunity. Whereas Gallardo, she saw the opportunity to get the finish and she took it. She didn't force it, which sometimes you have to force it, but when you do see it, that's when you got to pounce. And that's what Gallardo did. So good work from her. Cova, she just did not throw enough. Like I mentioned, in the third round, she finally started throwing more. But she just, throughout the fight as a whole, she did not throw enough. Way too many single punches. And this is another Combate mismatch. It was a mismatch on paper, and it was a mismatch in reality. Cova went in there with literally half the fight experience of Gallardo, unranked. I think she had fought for Combate once back in 2020. I don't know what's going on with the matchmaking there, but just seeing a lot of mismatches. So now, 3 straight unranked opponents for Gallardo. 5 straight victories for her, though. What's next for her? What is Combate Global going to do with her? That's a big question. that they need to sit down and ask, you know, what are we going to do with her? And then they need to figure out a solution, because just handing her these opponents that either come from outside the promotion or straight up unranked and unfamiliar to people, it's not a good look. It's not a good look for Combate Global as a promotion, and it's not a good look for Caroline Gallardo. Eventually, she's going to get accused of just being a can crusher, and I don't believe that she's a can crusher. I think she's a talented fighter. She has a very fan-friendly style. It's just that the promotion she is signed to is not getting her the proper matchups. Alright, anyway, let's talk things to work on. For Gallardo, stop rushing into the clinch. You know, she does her best work inside boxing range when she's able to, you know, throw a low kick and then set up her punching combos. But if she goes into the clinch, she did very well in the clinch here, in this fight. Don't get me wrong. She did an excellent job in the clinch. But she does her best work at range, at short range. So don't rush into the clinch. For Cova, she's got to throw her hands more. Too much one at a time. You are in there against a fighter who is for all intents and purposes, is a pressure fighter. Gallardo applies pressure and starts throwing a lot of strikes. You can't counter a pressure fighter like that with one punch at a time. You've got to throw more. Now for fights to make, for Sara Cova, put her in there against Claudia Diaz. Diaz is ranked for whatever reason, but has an upside-down record. That's a winnable fight for her. Honestly, probably a winnable fight for either fighter. For Caroline Gallardo, I have no idea. You know, I don't get paid, you know, the big bucks to figure out these tough questions that Combate's matchmakers are. This is the most inactive division in Combate. I looked and, okay, Gallardo's at number 1. Numbers 2 through 4, only one fighter had a fight last year, Andrea Morrow. And she's about to fight in a different promotion. She's taking a fight outside of Combate. The other 3, 2 of them did not fight at all since 2021. And the 5th one hadn't fought since last year. And all 3 of them were coming off of losses. So that is like the worst, most inactive top 5 possible. That division's, this Combate Strawweight division's a mess. The matchmakers need to figure out what they're going to do. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Caroline Gallardo defeats Sara Cova via TKO in the 3rd round. Let me know your thoughts on the bout in the comments down below. If you liked the vid, please hit that thumbs up button. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to Wmma now. The best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.